Can I tell you something that explains my entire personality? As I break something on my desk. When I was in 8th grade, we had class superlatives. Like most athletic, best smile, class clown, most likely to succeed. I got most worrisome. Yeah, gotta love Catholic school. Apparently, at 12 years old, I was already carrying the emotional weight of the entire neighborhood. And honestly, they weren't wrong. Friends, welcome back to A Side of Sauce. A little extra serving during the week, the bonus fries at the bottom of the bag, the thing you didn't know you needed until it showed up on the table. That's me. I'm Anne Marie. Gen X, Italian, running on caffeine, sarcasm, and whatever's left of my patience. And today, we're talking about something I've apparently been doing since middle school. Worrying. Now, before anybody gets concerned, this is not a sad episode. Because if I can't laugh at myself by now, what have I been doing for the last 55 years? I've always been a thinker, heavy on the over, which sounds much prettier than saying, my brain never shuts up. And I'm the person who thinks about tomorrow while I'm still trying to finish today. Anybody else? My husband says, I'll be right back, and it's been 20 minutes. My brain already has written a 6-part Netflix documentary. If one of the dogs throws up, I'm already Dr. Googling it, trying to determine, if it's some rare condition that's only been seen twice since 1842. Anybody else? It's just me, right? But here's what's funny. When you're a warrior, your brain treats every thought like it's an emergency. It doesn't matter if it's what am I making for dinner, or what if I accidentally forgot to pay the phone bill. Everything gets that same DEFCON 5 level of attention. My brain doesn't have an inside voice. It has a full production meeting. Charts, PowerPoint presentations, backup plans, and naturally snacks. But you know what I've realized? The things I've spent the most time worrying about usually weren't the things that actually changed my life. I worried about saying the wrong thing. Life gave me different challenges. I worried about making the wrong decision. Life gave me opportunities I never saw coming. I worried about things that never happened. Meanwhile, the biggest moments in my life were the ones I never could have predicted. Meeting my husband. I was so done with men. We met on a dating site, and I was just over it. And I had posted something about how over it I was with guys, and I'd had it with dating. And he responded back to me, and he messaged me, and he was like, hey, I'm a really great listener. If you ever want to talk, here's my number. And the rest was history. Little did he know the yapper that he was going to get himself entangled with. Poor guy. But meeting him, starting over, I've reinvented myself more than once and started fresh and rebuilt, restored, and renewed things. I've lost people that I loved. I started a fucking podcast. None of that came with a warning. And none of them showed up on my worry list. Life just happened. But don't get me wrong. I'm still me. If he doesn't answer his phone, I'm still going to wonder where he is. If Rocco does something weird, I'm still going to overthink it. Of course. I'm not pretending to be some perfectly calm Zen kumbaya. Have we met? But something has changed. I'm finally started trusting myself more than I trust my worries. If that makes sense, right? That's different. When I was younger, I believed every anxious thought. Now I process, I look at some of them and I'm like, yeah, thanks, but I think I got it from here. And you know what? Honestly, I think that's been one of the greatest gifts in getting older. Not that life got easier, no. But that I finally realized I've survived every hard day I've ever had. Every single one. And some of them gracefully, some of them kicking and screaming, most of them kicking and screaming. I gotta keep it real. But you know what? I'm still here. Thank God. So you know what? Maybe, just maybe, I don't have to borrow tomorrow's problems today. Today's got enough of its own. And I'm gonna just marinate in that. If you're somebody who worries, I get it. Believe me. I really get it. But I also want you to remember something. Look at your own life for a second. Think about everything you thought you couldn't handle. The heartbreaks, the disappointments, the losses, the changes, the moment you thought, I don't know how I'm going to get through this. And you did. Maybe not perfectly. Maybe not without a few tears or a few choice words, This is how we communicate. But you did. There's something really comforting about realizing you're stronger than your imagination gives you credit for. That was a big one. That was huge for me. So now I have to ask, what was your class superlative? And if you didn't have one, what do you think it would have been? I have a feeling these comments are going to be absolutely hysterical. And if anybody else was voted most worrisome, please come find me. We've been carrying this team long enough. Before you go, if today's episode made you laugh or made you think, okay, maybe I'm not the only one, would you do me a favor, please? Follow the podcast, leave a rating, drop a comment, maybe share this episode with somebody who could use a reminder that not every scary thought deserves a reservation in your head. Every follow, every comment, every rating, and every share helps more people find the sauce. And I appreciate every single one of you more than you know. Life isn't perfect. The timing is never perfect. And y'all, we already know these people, not perfect. But somehow, we keep showing up. We keep growing. We keep learning that we were stronger than we thought we were. Maybe that's the real reward. That's the sauce. And this has been your side of sauce. See you Sunday.